Xperience sessions. Xperience sessions.
Hey guys, this is IndigoMusic.com and it's time for another round of experience sessions. Joining me today is singer-songwriter Shilpa Natarajan from Chennai. She has some amazing music that she's put out herself. She teaches music and currently in the midst of a pandemic, she does music from home. Hi Shilpa, thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, Neerja. Thank you so much for having me on.
It's a pleasure and I don't know why I said does music. I meant makes music. That's the right word.
Fine.
It's fine.
We make it, we do it, we everything. So,
But you know, Shilpa, we were having a very long conversation before this about how this pandemic has been for you as a musician. So tell us a little bit about how things have changed.
okay, so as a live performer, it's very messed up. It's not been really great, if I can be honest. It's back to square one where they say here we're giving you an opportunity.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's gone back to that. There are no more live performances happening. Like a live venue, a pub gig or a gig at a mall or a corporate show, whatever. That's not there anymore.
Right.
And there are a lot of here. You can do an Instagram live, but it's going to be unpaid. A lot of that happening, which I'm not really a fan of. So I would say as a performer, it's not been great. But as a songwriter, for me, it's been fantastic because
Yeah.
I finally got the time to actually work on songs, record it, release it. And initially making videos was a huge problem for me because I have always felt that music videos, you would have to spend a lot of money. You don't have the whole massive fancy equipment thing going on. But I think this lockdown has taught me that I can make videos with 2-3 people, friends on board, with things at home, with like a good phone. That's all.
You know, it's really hard for me to believe that you shot the music video for Haunted with just a few, because it's so breathtaking. It's so beautifully done.
Thank
So
you.
tell me about this song, Haunted, that you wrote and you released and the process behind the video as well.
Okay, so thing about Haunted is I'll start with the music video. My friend Deepthi Govindarajan is a director. She does a lot of these things. So I called her one day and I told her I wanted to make a music video for this song. And the song talks about sexual abuse. So I did not want it to be something very, in your face kind of a thing. I told her I want to be in it and I just want to sing. I can't act to save my life. So I said I can't do. And this song as such, it was written by my cousin brother Biggu Chandler was the one who wrote the lyrics for this. I did the music and everything and I sang. So I said for this song I just want to sit and sing. I'm talking about my experience. I'm talking about the experience of people around me, and Biggu wrote it based on the experience that he's come across, people he has interacted with. So it's his experience as well. So I said, I don't want a fancy video. I just want to be there. And I'm heavy into vocal layering. That's something I always like experimenting with. And that's what I did with the song. So when I made the music, when I wrote the song, like musically, it was all just vocal layers. And when I sent it to Biggu, everything just like fit in. And I said, okay, this song has to have vocal layers because we're talking about memories of the past, memories of the present, everything coming together. I want it in terms of voices. So how can I sort of represent the vocal layering through a music video? And so Diti was like, let's just do this. I'm going to direct you over the phone because, as you know, Chennai has been under a really, really long lockdown.
Extensive,
And even though the unlock has happened now, I think as people, we're just being cautious and we're like, mentally, we're still on a lockdown.
Yeah.
So she directed me over the phone and she said, if you can get like a box and parchment paper and, put some light through it, we can sort of create an effect where you can see only your face, you're in darkness.
Yeah.
So I had to pull out a sari. I have the only sari I have, like I do not have saris in my wardrobe at all. The only sari I have is the black sari which my grandmom gave me.
Okay.
Like way before she passed away, she gave me a black sari, and then that was the only thing I had which hadn't been touched. It was like neatly starched and wrapped and kept in one corner.
Sounds like the perfect prop.
Seriously, right? I mean, two of her grandchildren working on a song.
It's amazing. You know, it's really cool because the video, like you said, only focuses on your face and your singing, which allows a listener or viewer to focus on what you're singing rather than any other elements in the video. And, you know, we don't have the vocal layering part of it right now, but do you think you can give us a little bit of an a cappella version of Haunted?
Oh, it would be like the absolute unplugged version of Haunted.
Perfect. Without the sari and without the vocal layering.
Without the cat boxes which we used to create the light. So I must tell you, my cats were really possessive about the box. So we did a lot of trial. My husband was the one who shot the video. So we did a lot of these trial runs where we were like, okay, let's see if the light works, if the lighting works and framing works. And he's all into framing and things like that, which I don't understand. So we were like, okay, let's just see. And every time so you get these cat wet food boxes.
Right.
So we used one of those empty boxes, and both my cats felt like we were stealing their food. So every time we take the box and set it up, they'd be like, no, this is not happening. This is not happening. So finally we managed to like convince them that, hey,
distract the cats and say, hey, this is for work.
Yeah. Deep in the corner, darkness and horror, rouse that could hold breath at bay. Shivering you stagger, flashlight like a warrior, your past is waiting for prey. Deep throaty tones touch chilling bones, prying where they shouldn't be. Trapped, burnt and stoned in that trigger zone, will you ever be free? Deep in the corner, darkness and horror, crowds that could hold breath at bay. Shivering you stagger, flashlight like a warrior, your past is waiting for prey. It sounds very different without the...
Oh, but it sounds amazing. And I think it's really cool. This is something that should pick up the combination of classical, like that sort of, I don't know what you call it, vibrato. I'm sure there's a musical term for it.
So,
gamma comes.
Yeah, the gamma comes.
I'm from Chennai, so I know that. But it's so fantastic. So even without the vocal layering, I think it sounded amazing. As someone who started singing, you started out singing in a lot of Tamil serials and for movies as well. So how is the process of making music for the big screen challenging, or is it challenging?
Okay. So it's not challenging, if I may be very honest, because somebody tells you how to sing, what exactly they want. And, it's somebody else's composition set to a specific context, which has been played out in somebody else's mind.
Right.
Right. So it has all the singer, like the songs that I have sung so far. My experiences have been, I go there, and I'm told what to sing, how to sing. I don't find it challenging. I find re-recording for films challenging because most of the time it's I have to come up with what I have to sing. Even if somebody is dying, like I've done a lot of I've done more re-recording than singing for films, like playback singing. So my most recent film was this horror film called Irrittu, which is in Tamil. It's
Okay.
about a gym, right? So for me, I found that really challenging because number one, I had to sort of bring in that eeriness and that creepiness through my vocals. At the same time, that had to go well with what the scene, how the scene was being played out, what
Okay.
the actors in the scene were doing, and it was entirely left to me. And that's how most of the re-recording happens. They leave it to the singer. Like the
Right.
singer has to gauge how the instruments are picking up. Is it like picking up really fast? Is it picking up really slow? There's a lot of freedom there.
So you
So
have
I
a lot of vocal liberties, but just not like
a lot of vocal
contextual lyrical.
liberties in terms of the tune you're going to be singing, the tone you're going to be using, the technical stuff, what kind of
Yeah.
voice are you going to use? Because you have like different types of voice. You have a head
Right.
voice, you have a chest voice, you have a stomach.
To fit
How are you
this.
going to Yeah, but when it's playback singing, at least my experience has been I've been told what to sing. So I find it like it's a lot of fun. It's good relief because you just go, you're told what to do, and you're like, okay, I'm going to do it exactly as you want. Like right from what kind of tone to use. It's a lot of fun. But
I'm sure it is because it's a completely different way of doing things than your singer songwriting process, right? This is where,
definitely,
yeah. So it must be fun to do it a different way as well. Are you a fan of
definitely,
horror movies?
I love horror movies.
You do, okay.
I
I
do.
love them too. You know, the thing with Tamil horror films is that I mean, maybe because they dramatize it so much more,
Mhm.
like nothing can scare me as much as a good Tamil horror movie, honestly.
To be honest, I haven't watched that many Tamil horror films. I think I've watched two. I've watched Aval and I've watched Irrita because I sang in both of them. So I'm like, okay, fine. I've not watched. I don't know. I think the other horror films are, they fall under this comedic horror category,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
intentionally or unintentionally. So I haven't really. It's been fun. I mean, I saw this a Tamil film with Karthi in it. It was supposed to be a horror film,
Right.
Kashmura. It was
Okay.
hilarious, but it was
Was it
really
supposed to be
well.
hilarious?
It's supposed to be
Oh,
hilarious. It's a very well done horror film.
okay. Fantastic.
Like,
Thanks for the
yeah,
recommendation.
yeah, do watch it.
Okay, so Shubha, you've also been part of the Beef Sappad Trio, right? So tell me a little bit about that experience. You dabble in a lot of these political and satirical concepts. Is that how's the reception to that been?
So yeah, so um, we formed in 2012 with the intention of just making parody songs. It was never uh, um, an intention to make political parodies. It just happened because when we started working on songs, a lot of things happened. The beef ban happened, then the
Yeah.
8-day meat ban happened in a lot of states in the country. So it just like 8 days of meat instead of 8 days a week happened, and then the porn ban happened. So a
Yeah.
lot of things. So it was just like good content for us. So initially, when we started, we were like, we weren't. It wasn't planned that okay, this is what we're going to do. It just so happened that we started taking things from current affairs and writing parody songs.
Relevant. Yeah.
Yeah, so after that it was sort of well received by the primary and the secondary circle around us. They were like, okay, maybe you should start writing more songs. And we also consciously made an effort to focus on certain concepts, right, and certain topics and write about it. We wrote a song called The Sounds of Violence,
Okay.
and we did I think that was the first time we received a lot of I wouldn't call them hate messages, but negative messages in the YouTube comments. For us, we were like, okay, we don't know how to handle this because there are people thrashing us for bringing this topic up and writing a song called Sounds of Violence.
Yeah.
And how do we deal with it? But then we were like, okay, you know what? This is where we stick to this because we've made something and we've put it out there, and we need to stick by it, and we need to tell people how we feel as well. So it's a new thing for us, this whole political satire, but we will continue doing it because it has to be said. We can't just keep it to ourselves and be like, oh, if somebody else had said it or if somebody else had done it, our only way to speak up is through music.
Yeah.
Like the three of us, both of them are actors as well, and both of them are musicians, among many other things that they are. All I do is make music, and the only thing I can do is to write songs with them and speak out. That's my way of speaking out. So it's not going to stop. We are going to keep writing songs that
no,
need
you should never,
sound.
honestly, you should never stop. Like you said, I mean, people are going to say a million things, but you should never stop, because I
Yeah,
think that's the whole point of doing what you're doing, is so
yeah,
you don't have to stop at any given time.
yeah. We do
So,
write fun songs as well, but we have to balance it out because,
yeah,
for every um, political message that we do have a biryani going along with it.
right.
So,
Yeah. That's the perfect balance, just complete extremes, and it's perfect meeting in the middle. Okay, Shilpa, tell me about bubble wrap a little bit.
so Bubble Wrap was my first EP, which I released in 2017, and it was
Yeah.
completely crowdfunded. So at
Oh,
that point, I had only released singles, and I had a lot of singles in mind. I wanted to release an album, but then it was very expensive. And like I told you, I always thought videos had to be made with an extensive budget, and
yeah.
I had planned a lot of things. So then I brought the number of songs down. I released 7 songs, and it was my first crowd-funded project because you don't have, at least in Tamil Nadu, you do not have labels that support independent
That's right.
musicians who
Yeah.
are not into regional music.
Right.
So 2 of my songs were in Tamil, but the remaining 5 songs are in English. So I did not have labels who came out and said, okay, we will help fund your project. So I had 54 funders who funded me on this project. I
Wow.
raised money. I was able to pay my musicians because that was one thing I said I had to do. A lot of them were like, come, we'll do it for free. You sing for free later on when we, need you to sing a song. I'm like, no, you're getting paid for this. And if I do sing for you, I'm also going to get paid for it. We're not going to have a barter thing happening. So we released it. It was produced by Naveen Samson Benjamin, who works with me on other songs, and we do a lot of live performances as well when a live performance is used to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's somebody I collaborate with really frequently. So we released the 7-track EP. It was good fun. It feels like it was a long time ago, but it was in 2017, and a lot of like there is no theme that connects all the 7 songs. Each song is different. Based on my experiences of people around me. Like Feather Sword was again written by Bigu, my cousin, Bigu Chandilia, who wrote Haunted as well. He talks about the destruction of the world.
Wow.
That
He
song.
sounds like he picks up really
He's very
pressing issues.
he does, and he's an excellent writer as well. And his thought process is very deep, which is very different from mine. My primary objective when I wrote Bubble Wrap was I want them to be featured on Grey's Anatomy somehow. So that was my
But
objective.
not on a musical, huh? Like they did one musical episode which was
Oh
terrible.
yeah,
They
no,
attempt
that
at
was
it.
really that with Callie singing, chasing cars and everything. I remember
Yeah,
that one.
that's
So
too much.
no,
But
so
Grey's
like
Anatomy is a great goal, and considering I think they'll go on forever in terms of the number of
they
seasons
will.
they have, so it'll
Yeah.
make it on there
They've
somehow.
signed on for 2 more seasons. 2 more seasons are gonna happen. So as long as Meredith Grey lives, it's going to happen. So
Everyone else can be off the show as long as she's in it. Well,
absolutely.
Shilpa, on that note, can you maybe sing me a little bit of Feather Sword?
Yes. What's been going on? World's been turned around. Don't just sing along to that devil song. My soul keeps dying every single time. Which way do we go? Is it blow for blow? Waves of bullet breeze never give us peace. Just find a way to turn the other cheek. Ooh, song is I can't stop somewhere. It's like it
It's
goes on.
it's like a river. It just keeps flowing.
It keeps flowing because the music, we wrote it that way intentionally because of the lyrics. The lyrics was written first, so I had to end it abruptly because it would just go on. There's no way
okay.
I can stop because
That's
he
a
talks
great
about
plug. If you want to hear the whole version, head to Shilpa Natarajan's channel.
Spotify, YouTube, everywhere.
Okay,
talks
Shilpa,
about-
on that note, I'm going to play a quick rapid fire with you. You get about
Oh.
3 seconds to answer each question, okay? And you have 5
Sure.
questions. So you suddenly have to be super alert. I'm sorry to do this to you, but are you ready?
Let's do this.
Okay, a song about, if you had to write a song about the pandemic, what would you title it?
Lockdown. I wrote a song.
Okay, the perfect song for a romantic setting.
Bubble Wrap, the title song.
Okay,
Does it have to be my song or can it be any song?
No, I think it's great that you're making it your song.
Okay, awesome.
Perfect promotion. Okay,
Yeah.
the secret to good songwriting.
Understanding music.
Okay, I think I already know the answer to this one, but a TV show you'd call your guilty pleasure.
Grey's Anatomy. Any day.
Grey's Anatomy. And finally, Shilpa, a piece of advice for up-and-coming musicians.
Spotify is not everything.
I think that's great advice.
That's all I need to say.
Yeah, Spotify is a tool and not the means.
It's not, yeah.
All right. Well, Shilpa, this was so fun. Thank you for doing this with us.
Thank you so much for having me again on the show. It's been good fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and hopefully we can meet soon and you don't have to do this internet thing anymore.
I would love to visit Bangalore again. It's been so long.
Yeah. Sometime soon, hopefully.
It would be nice to step out.
So, yeah, forget Bangalore, just outside would be nice.
Seriously. You're giving me
right.
hope. Thank you so much, Neerja.
Well, that was a lot of fun with Shilpa Natarajan Xperience Sessions. It's what it's called. And if you want to catch more like this, you know what to do. Stay right here on indigomusic.com. Until next time, bye.